a couple questions with percents. So the first one, how do we determine what the number is if we're asking 30% of a number is 80? So what I like to do is I like to turn these statements into a mathematical equation. So 30%, to convert a percent into a decimal, we just have to divide by 100. So 30 divided by 100 will give you 0.3. Next, we're saying 30% of some number. Do we know what that number is? No, we don't. So that's where we're going to use a variable. I'm going to use the variable x. That's some unknown number. The last part is the fact that we know it's is 80. So the is the equal sign, and the 80, well, that's just the number 80. So we have this equation, 0.3 times our unknown number is equal to 80. Well, to solve for that unknown number, well, we have to use our solving equations techniques. So we want to isolate that x, and we want to move things that are attached to it, in a sense, to the other side. And to move it, we need to use opposite operations. So right now it's 0.3 times x, so we're going to divide by 0.3. So what it will look like is x is equal to 80 divided by 0.3. I'm writing it as a fraction. You could write it as the division symbol, like I did above there. And then when you calculate 80 divided by 0.3, what you're going to get is 266. The 6 will be repeating, so I'll just round it to 67. And there you have it. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So the cost of an item with a 35% discount. I'm going to do this in two ways. And then you can choose whichever way you want to on a test. So the cost of $48 item with 35% discount. So what we want to do is, first, 35% of that original item cost. So what would that be? Well, that'll be 35% as a decimal times the actual cost of the item. So this is 48.59 times 0.35. And if you do that, what you should get is 17. And I'm going to round the second decimal place to 1 because we're dealing with money. So always want to round to 2 since we go to the cent. All right, so that's the amount of the discount. So next, what we have to do with that discount amount is we just need to take it away from the original cost. So 48.59 and subtract by 17.01. And if you do that, what you should get is you should get, let's do some quick mental math here, should get $31.58. All right, that's way number one of determining the discounted price. Way number two is you can think of it as what is left over after 35% discount. So one way to think about this is if you do 100 minus 35, well, that's 65. So in a sense, you have 65% left over, or the new cost will be 65% of the original cost. So you could just do, in this case, 65% of the 48.59, and you will also end up getting 31.58. And so that's an alternate way of completing that kind of question.